Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Enter the Maelstrom podcast with your boy, Humble. And as always, I'm joined by Disney Lorcana sweetheart, Xenulous, my other faithful co-host. And we have another familiar face coming at you this time in the form of RM Bald, the bald one himself, a.k.a. the Return of the Bald, a.k.a. The Chosen Bald. Coming fresh off of a Charlie's CCS weekend, boys. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling fantastic, personally. I mean, melee math sucks sometimes, but what can you do?
Yeah, I mean the fact that 6-2 wasn't good enough for cash was pretty rough. But I mean, we kind of expect that from the Charlie's tournaments at this point, right? There's going to be a lot of people, and just to cut the straight up top 8 is kind of sometimes kind of rough.
No, I mean, it was for
I'm
sure
not
rough for
feeling
me.
great. I think I might have like a little case of the con crud. I don't know if it was like just the amount of people that were there or if it was Sasuke coughing in my face all weekend, but like your boy's throat is like
It could
it's not
also
feeling good.
Now it could also be the fact that you rolled the window down every time you got in a car and just breathed all of Atlanta in access, going 60 plus miles an hour for 4 days.
Well, it was either that or I throw up in your lap, so you choose.
I mean, whichever one. I mean, it looks like either way, my boy was going to be sick, so there's nothing I could have done about it. But yeah, you kind of do get sick every time we go to an event.
Dude, every single time, man. I don't know what it is. Dude, I'm telling you, man, I've been coughing all day. My throat hurts. Like, I'm like phlegm. It's the con crud's real.
Have you?
I think what got you is when you kissed Mo. I think the dare is what got you.
Was it the first or the second time?
It was the second time for sure.
Yeah, we need to go check on Mo,
okay.
make sure he's not sick.
Actually, yeah, right.
Like maybe you should just invest in like airborne, or maybe to take some vitamins prior to the con.
Pull a wonder, wear a mask everywhere.
No, when we went to the what was the name of that? What was the name of that first place that we went to? That was right across from the aquarium.
Southern Kitchen.
It was Atlanta Breakfast Club.
That's what it was. Yeah,
I like contemplated like getting orange juice as a way to just like kind of like juice the vitamin C in my body, and I like thought about it. Was like, yeah, like I want to do that, and then they were like $6 for a little bottle of some orange juice, and I was like, oh, I'm just kidding. But like, I should have just did it. I should have just ripped off the orange juice.
Yeah, I mean, like that food was good though. So like,
it was very good.
I'm not mad that it was $6 for an orange juice because like I paid like $30 and I got this thing called a Georgia peach and it was one of the most insane things I've ever eaten in my life.
It was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. The peaches were fantastic. The syrup was fantastic. The chicken was even better.
Yeah, the chicken was actually really good.
I got the Dirty Birdie.
Yeah, you did.
I got the Dirty Birdie, so it had like the black pepper gravy and dude, our server, his name was like Suwu. Dude, he was like, "Hey, you like spicy?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Try our hot sauce," and I like tasted. I was like, "Yo, this!" I dumped the whole thing over my entire plate. It was so good.
Yeah, no, our server was actually really good too. So shout out that guy. Shout out that entire restaurant. Actually, the entire restaurant. We foolishly thought that we wouldn't have a wait at noon on a Friday. We waited an hour and a half in the sun. And it was worth it. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, after about 48 minutes, I was like, can we just go anywhere else? But we stuck it out. We waited the whole time, and I was really, really impressed. It was really good.
No, I think it was absolutely worth the wait. I don't know. Like, I saw the online things about it and like all the ratings they were having, and they were good. But you never really know if a place like that is just going to be overhyped or if it's actually going to be worth your time. But 1000%, if you're in Atlanta and you have a chance to go, you should go.
Speaking of hype environments, like hype restaurants, we tested at a place called Battle and Brews, and that place was really cool. That place the food wasn't bad. The food was pretty decent for what I expected. Like I was expecting on par with like Dave and Buster's type food, and it was a way better than what I expected it to be. And then there's like the environment, the games, like. We just like literally like rented a table for like 2.5 hours and just like ate and did some test games, got some good knowledge, made some final tweaks to the list, which turned out to be extremely good.
Decided whether or not Scrooge or Tala was better.
Tala was the better call.
In our context, yes.
And in the list that you guys were on, yes, Tala was better. However, I like in retrospect after the weekend, because your boy popped his Ruby cherry this weekend and registered a Ruby deck in the Sunday side event. I, for one, like moving forward after this weekend, will be playing Scrooge, and I will also be playing like 3 to 4 Vitalispheres to like help enable the Scrooge as well as be additional like Hiram fodder, and like just not get got. Like the only things I got by all weekend, both Saturday and Sunday, I all 4 losses were to locations, all 4 of them.
Okay, yeah. Well, I actually did not have that same experience. I got by something even more wild and out there and not fun. Ink Geyser. I got by Ink Geyser in round 3. I don't to this day, like I had to talk to my opponent after the fact, like getting ink like Clarabelle, like big Clarabelle, then Ink Geyser. This was like the sequence of turns. He like shifted big Clarabelle or like hard cast big Clarabelle. Was like, okay, you draw 3 cards. It's like not fun, but like whatever. Then he plays Ink Geyser. So then like his Clarabelle draws him like 7 cards. Because I was at like 8 ink. And then he then like uses 2 fishbone quills, inks for turn, plays Bend to My Will. I was like sick. And then on the following turn, after I like, because I kind of figured Bend to My Will was coming, so I like used my turn to run out a bunch of like dudes so I could just, kind of turn sideways. He just played Under the Sea. I was like, I don't know how your deck is supporting all of this. However, you did get me, and I am the fool. Into the round 4, the card that, like, mind you, okay, I bricked, right? My hand was like triple big Sisu dime with no items for Hiram to draw cards. Like I was not doing good. I was doing even worse after my opponent played a Prince Philip, like the warded two quester. I was like, okay, I can't really do anything about this, but like I'm still like okay. He's not turning it sideways for some reason because I had like a Cusco on board. And then like I finally am getting froggy. I'm really behind. I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna like turn sideways with my Cusco, like take out one of your threats. And he goes, okay, I'm gonna have my Pete sing "Let the Storm Rage On" in your Hiram. I was like, sure, okay. Because I'm gonna shift Big Prince Philip. And if you're not familiar, that card banishes everything on your opponent's side of the field with damage on it. It also quests for 3. That card also has evasive.
Get wrecked, nerd.
Yeah, I got destroyed. I will say that like every meta deck, like I've played blue steel 4 times, and I played red blue 3 times, and none of those games were remotely close. I felt like our list was very well positioned into the perceived field that we were targeting specifically, and I just I say la vie, right? As is tradition, I got by the one guy that was just like, you see this card, you just like just very well positioned in the meta. So like that guy got me, but it is what it is. And how was your run?
I mean, as good as it could have been, honestly. I paired into Kendall round 1, so immediately was like, come on, really? Can't start off the day on a harder note. And then we do the dice roll. I lose the die roll, so I'm on the draw against. No, I'm not. And I'm like, cool, this is great. How I wanted the day to start. But I ended up taking it in the 3rd game. It was very, very close. Like literally just came down to a couple of interactions or him needing like 1 extra card. But as soon as that round was over, I just kind of had like the confidence boost of like, oh, not only is the list working, but like clearly I have the skill today to just navigate what I need to. Then proceeded for 7 of my 9 rounds to play into Sapphire Steel and Amber Steel. Did not lose to Sapphire Steel once. Did not lose to Amber Steel once. 2-0'd the majority of them. The only round I lost was to a Ruby Sapphire Mirror. Again, just like a really, really close game 3. I needed either 1 more lore or 1 more card, and I would have won. Ended the day with a 7 win, 1 loss, 1 draw record. It was an unintentional draw. We went to time. I don't blame my opponent for it. He was playing in pretty good pace, and so was I. It was just grueling games. And then Melee Math got me. Ended up in 10th instead of top 8. Can't
That's
do.
crazy, dude.
Yeah,
7-1-1 and
Toby.
not ending up in top cut is just like, and to like think that not one but two people bubbled out at 7-1-1.
Yeah, 9th and
Yeah, and
10th,
that's
me
the
and the
rough
other guy,
part.
7-1-1.
That's the rough part. Like when I took the loss round 4, I was like, well, I'm dead. Like I can't top 8 anymore. But I was like, maybe I'm still live for cash. Went X2 and got like 40th place. No, sorry, I went X3 because I did drop a game, a very close game to Sapphire Steel Diggy Diggy Hole, where on the final turn of the game, she's at 19. She plays the Lawrence, and I'm looking at my hand of like my board is stacked. I'm like able to check most of her threats. She had Lilo's recurring. I had a Maui on board that I was just able to freely check everything she was doing. My hand is just a baby Sisu. I needed her to, if she played anything other than exactly a Lawrence, I likely win the game because I clear that as well, and I'm questing for 5 a turn, and I was already at like 11. And then it was Lawrence. The top card of my deck was not Brawl or Big Sisu, so or a way to find one of those cards. So I very quickly lost. But say la vie. That's what it is. You put those cards in your deck to try to get around the thing your opponent's doing, and like they got me.
I mean, I think in general, the list that you and I ran on Saturday was, I mean, it was very well positioned. It did the thing that we wanted to do, which was beat Sapphire Steel and beat the things that beat Sapphire Steel. I
Yeah,
think
the
going
Sapphire
into it,
Steel matchup was free. Like
I
it,
mean, yeah, like
anytime my opponents would like ink a steel card, I'd be like, okay, here, this game's over.
I played over the weekend 5 different Sapphire Steel players on 4 different variations of the deck, and the only one that was close was against Kindle.
Well, yeah, it's Kendall.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we have the tools to shut down everything the deck was trying to do. I even played
RMB.
into 2 different versions of Kiwi, and one that was like really location heavy and like played like, to his credit, was playing really well to protect his locations and like stop me from having the characters to just out them. And I still was just able to like shift Sisu, play Maui. Your location's dead.
So we obviously played Ruby Sapphire, Ryan. How was your day one experience? What was your main event like? What did you play?
I played Sapphire Steel. I
Shocker!
played
Oh my god, guys! Wow.
I
Sorry.
played Sapphire Steel. I played my workshop build. I think the deck list was like good. So round 1, I pair into Towelman Purple. Like the crazy thing is like Logan pairs into Kendall and like I pair into Towelman. And it's like, bro, there's 320 people in this room, and like we're just like pairing into like our best friends round
Yeah.
1. Like someone help me understand how this happens.
It wasn't me
So,
this
like,
time. That's all I care about.
so I played four homies between Saturday and Sunday. 4.
Yeah.
In rooms with hundreds of people. So I played against Manny round 1. I lost the dice roll. I lost game 1 on the draw, won game 2 on the play, lost game 3 on the draw. Like 80% of matches of Disney Lorcana. I got absolutely steamrolled by Rapunzel's Tower. Just like could not out Rapunzel's Tower. He had Rapunzel's Tower in play, which has 8 willpower. And then he had 2 daisies and 2 Lawrence at Rapunzel's Tower. So they were 1 7s and 4 7s for a total of 36 willpower in their deck. And I made a very specific decision this weekend to play Fire the Cannons over Let the Storm Rage On, because I anticipated Emerald Steel was going to be like a big contender this weekend. I thought it was going to show up in like numbers, and like that's what I had anticipated. So like I decided to like try Fire the Cannons to have an answer that doesn't get removed by the turn 2 Ursula into Shift Diablo, because I just didn't want to lose to Diablo. Like I just really don't like that card. I don't like the design of that card. Like if it exists, like I want to banish it. Like I don't want the card to be on my opponent's side of the board literally ever. So I'm sitting there with like Fire the Cannons in my hand, like, yeah, I can deal 2 damage, and my opponent just has 36 willpower in play. And I was like, yeah, dude, you got it, man. Like you absolutely got it. So like I lose to Manny round 1, 1-2. I win the next 2 rounds 2-0. One of them was purple steel, like the fast aggro deck. It had like Maleficence. Fire cannons was huge there.
I was gonna say, yeah, you just eat that.
Yeah. I chomped on that. So like I win the dice roll, I go turn 1 bell, turn 2
Wait,
sail
hold on,
fire,
wait. What was that? What was that first thing
turn
you said?
turn 1 bell.
No, before that.
What?
You won the dice roll?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
That was
whoa.
that was one of the only dice rolls I won all weekend. Like, which was hilarious. So like I win the dice roll, I go turn 1 bell because I'm like, I don't know what I'm into. So like I would rather have the bell in play than not have the bell in play in the dark. And she goes turn 1 Maleficent. So I'm like, cool, sail fire the cannons. So that felt pretty great. And then my next round was red blue. I ended up 2-0ing red blue as well. Super awesome opponent. Like that was probably my favorite match of the entire weekend. It was against Inkerbell. She's on Mo's team, I believe.
Okay.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
believe she's on Mo's team. She was freaking awesome. Like really, really cool person. Like I made the movie The Ringer with Johnny Knoxville?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I made a ringer joke during our game and she actually got it. And like normally like most of my jokes flop because like I quote movies, like really obscure movie quotes, and like she got it and I was like, oh, like we're friends now. Like we're actually
Oh,
friends now.
Oh,
So
I get
like
to keep
that's
you.
if
so like
you want to be on RB's good graces, just laugh when he makes a joke and he'll love you forever.
so like we straight vibed. Like our games were so fun. Like we had an absolute blast. Like got to like meet her husband and like it was just such a really really good time. And then round 4 I pair into Luna, Ruben Souza. Another homie. Like I can't tell you like the number of calls I've been, with Ruben. Really really awesome dude. He's on 48 of the same 60 cards that Talman was on, and I was like,
Mm.
yeah, this is gonna suck. So like, yeah, I got hard crushed. I got O2'd by him, and it's round 4. I'm 2-2. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna drop and just like support the homies. Like I went and vended off a bunch of extra stuff and picked up a bunch of enchanteds that I was missing. I went and hung out with Kendall Hale for a bit, like talked to him. I brought get this. So I'm actually I cannot wait till they come in.
You should
Um,
no. Let it be a surprise.
no,
Let it be a surprise.
no.
He
Let
said
it be a
no.
surprise.
I want to. I'm not gonna. Okay. What I will say is, I brought a playset of cold foil Wave 1 befuddles. So if you've been living under a rock, this card is worth like $400 ungraded because they're the pre-errata and they're from Wave 1. If you grade them and it grades a 10, they're worth like $2,000 a piece. So I handed Kendall Hale $1,200 worth of foil befuddles, and he's going to be doing something really, really special for them that I'm super excited about. But because of the detail of what he's going to do to them, he had to take them with him. So at some point in the future, I will receive these cards back
You
and
hope.
I will showcase. Yeah, I do hope. I will receive these cards back and I will showcase the magnificent work of Kendall Hale. Really awesome dude too. Like that, like brother, that was a cool dude.
Yeah,
It
I
was
talked to him a little bit too. Like we were kind of hanging out, and he's a really cool dude. I
yeah.
really, it's really great when you see some of the like the community figures that are like tied to the game that you love, just be an awesome person. Like it's really refreshing.
Yep.
Speaking of someone else that was awesome, Matified was at this event,
Oh
and he
yeah.
was giving out playmats left and right. The playmat
Yep.
that he made for Maelstrom was fantastic.
Oh, do you don't? So
Uh,
don't worry, baby bird. I'll feed you.
oh, there we go.
I was about to say, yo, let me go get my mat real
Yeah,
fast.
hold on. Just look
Oh,
at dude,
Yeah, these mats are amazing.
so good.
unreal.
And like when I went and got mine, he even was like, "Hey, Color's Law interacted on one of my things. Here's a playmat for her too." And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, it was a surprise. I didn't tell anybody. Just let me know how she likes it." I was like, "What?
Yeah, no,
Why?"
Matified is a great person. every interaction I've had with him has like online and in person has been amazing. The fact that like he walked up during my round one actually, so I'm playing my opponent, and he goes, "Hey, that's really nice," because I was using my Mufasa playmat that he gave me for my birthday. And actually, I think Daniel and Lily, yeah, Daniel got it for me for my birthday, but like he made it and gave it to me. But she walks up, he's like, "Hey, that's a really nice playmat," and I was like, "Yeah, yeah, thanks." Matified gave it to me, like Matified Customs on Twitter. He's like, "Well, yeah, that's me. I made that," and I was like, "Oh, no way, awesome!" And like we had like a cool like interaction. Sorry to my opponent that interaction took a little while. He was like in the middle of his turn, and I just straight ignored him to talk to Matified. But then he handed me that playmat, and I was like, "Hey, yo." Hold on a second, sir. I'm gonna have to like change out this playmat.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, no,
seriously.
it's
If
now
you're
my default playmat. Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. Easy.
Yeah, 100%. If you or if you're part of a team or you're just an individual and you want a really really awesome playmat, I'm telling you, go to Twitter, check out Matified. He's doing playmats for teams as well. Like
Yeah.
tell him that the Bald family sent you and he'll give you guys a really good deal on it. Like go the dude deserves everything under the sun because he's an amazing human being and his work is second to none.
He gave
absolutely. He said he's getting a at one of the next big events he's going to. He's trying to like get a booth set up. He said like he's starting to get that process, but also he's just somebody who works a lot. Like, he's just a blue collar guy that doesn't have a lot of spare time. Does this in his spare time. Took PTO to finish the playmats for Charlie's, and he was like, "It would be great if I could do this more
Right.
yeah.
instead of having to do my main job." And I was like, "Brother, if we can help you get there, like the demand
The
is
the
there,
cool
I
thing is
promise."
too, like he just like gave Charlie a bunch of playmats to use for side events, and
Yeah.
those playmats were gorgeous. There was like a Let It Go
hmm
playmat. There was
He
a
donated like
Cinderella.
30 playmats for the
Yeah,
side
it was
events for the
insane, and
prize
like
wall.
that donation worked because there were people hand over fist signing up for events for those playmats.
I mean, and that's on top of the ones he made for us. He made our team playmats, and just like individuals that he had interacted with. I think Mo gave
Mo got one.
all of their team, I think, got one,
Mm,
Inkfinity. And those look sick. Yeah, no, like cannot shout him out enough. Like just fantastic artwork, fantastic human. If we can, as a community, like keep his demand up enough so he can like make that his career, like that'd be awesome.
it would be great. So we kind of talked about day one. Let's talk about the 3K. Let's talk about day two. R&B, you already kind of mentioned that you did something blasphemous for yourself. You
I
you you
did.
did what did you do?
Well, I played Ruby Sapphire.
He said,
So
"What do
like,
Ruby cards feel like?"
yeah,
So
so like I
how
played
did it feel?
like there were definitely some games that were like absolutely non-games that I was like, I have 0% chance that I'm losing this game. Like I like ended some games with like 14 cards in my hand. Like I could remove the next 8 things that my opponent played, and I was like, yeah, like I got to like one point where I just like showed the dude my hand. I was like, do you want to keep playing? And he was like, no. And I was like, all
Yeah.
right, bet. Like, I was like, there's a 0%, like it's just not fair. So like again, I pair into two homies. Like I win round one, easy sweep 2-0. I pair into Sasuke. And Sasuke's on blue steel, I'm on red blue. Sasuke wins the dice roll. I still 2-0'd
Not a
him.
shocker.
Like
Yeah.
still 2-0'd him. But like game two, like he didn't draw very well, but like it wouldn't have even mattered if he did because like I banished all of his Hyrems and my Hyrems just lived. And
That
like
was the consensus, like, because him and I tested that matchup quite a bit when we were trying to figure out the last couple slots for the deck. We tested that match pretty extensively, and we quickly found out, remind you, once the Scrooges became Talas, the only way that he really like had a shot was if I brick and he draws pretty well. Like if I can't out his board because like my hand's all inkables and I just fundamentally can't play the game. That's how Blue Steel wins in that matchup. Because every other Blue Steel player I played against for the on this weekend, with the exception of my day two because I was not playing Ruby Sapphire, um, it was like when I was playing Ruby Sapphire, the games weren't close. Just straight up like, and if I could play the game, they were losing. The same thing about my Ruby Sapphire mirror matches too. Like we were not playing sharks whatsoever. And every Ruby Sapphire deck I played against was on a shark, was on shark build. And if when they played shark, like I kind of recognized like, oh, okay, I'm going to win now. And that sounds a little cocky, but it's like it's very true. I felt we were very well positioned into the shark matchup specifically. We were on, the dragons. We did have like a lot more answers to kind of their bigger things. And like there was one match that I won where I won with 5 cards left in my deck. Thank God. I didn't want to have to think that hard. But yeah, my day 2 was not as fortuitous. For I played Mufasa and ran into blue steel for the first 4 rounds. And I did end up going X3, so I started 03. It was a 8-round event, so I finished 5-3. But before the match, before the tournament even started, I was like, I don't know, I probably should just play Ruby Sapphire. And RMB was the one that was like, follow your heart. No, play the deck you like. You love it.
And I said no.
Yeah. And I listened to the wrong homie.
Wait, look, before the bracket started, he takes a coin and he goes, okay, this is what, I think it was Mo was next to me too when he did this. He's like, I'm going to flip a coin. Heads is for Mufasa, tails is for Ruby Sapphire. He flips it, puts it on his hand, shakes it a little bit, and it's tails. And he goes, no, the gods are wrong. I'm playing Mufasa. And I was like,
the gods were right.
At least I followed the coin flip because I was like last second, I was like, I'm just going to like cook up like blue steel wheel and I'm just going to run that. And like I had all the homies around me, like they were gonna like help like write the deck list as I'm like building the deck.
Right out the deck.
And like I flip a coin. I'm like, all right, heads it's blue steel wheel, tails it's red blue. It landed on tails, and I was like, all right, looks like I'm playing red.
So, well, I was a little skewed, right? Because you and I, Xenulous, played a set before, so I could try to decide if I wanted to actually play it.
Oh yeah, and you two owed me.
Yeah, and then I played against Sasuke, who was on blue steel, and I was like, okay, well, if I can, this is like my perceived worst matchup. Let's see if what I can do. And we played a 4-game set, and I won 3 games. The game that he did win was when he started turn 1 bell into turn 2 2 bells with double song. I was like, cool, I'm dead. Would you like to know what my opponents did? Rounds 1 and 2.
They always had it, right?
So game 1, I like typically either won game 1 or I very almost barely lost game 1. Game 2 I would typically win, and then game 3 my blue steel opponents both rounds were just like a popsicle bell. Okay, I expect that. I'll play my card soldiers. Cool, bell seeing strength. Play a popsicle. Play a bell. Go. I was like, okay, play a piglet. Okay, well, I'll sing another song, play a or TeePo or something, and like next turn they would play a Scrooge or hard cast the Zeus from my Gaston, and I was like, yeah, Mufasa's dead. Mufasa's dead, and it makes me sad. I started thinking that, and then I played against another Sapphire Steel that was not on a very optimized
in the 03
list.
bracket, mind you. So
yeah.
Let's not skew our data here and be like, well, I rallied back and then beat 5 blue steel players that started out the day 03.
Yeah, no. Like I said, Mufasa's dead, but I did play against another blue steel pilot round 4, which again I was like, why are there so many blue steels in these like the for fun bracket?
Rise up.
And it's because blue steel is not good, and we should play it. But let me have this, Ryan. Shut up. However, so I managed to win a game against a blue steel player. So I was feeling kind of good, and like I just like kind of swept all my opponents from there on out. I played against 2 red blues. Like so after round 3, I played against another blue steel, 2 red blues, a diggy hole, and 3 red blues, and then like a diggy hole were the rest of my matchups. So like we do have game. The deck does work. If you're willing to start 03, it works fine. If you're not It is
Hopium.
copium.
Hopium.
It's both. It
Hopium.
is both of those things. It's all the EMs. So until set 8 comes out and we get something very powerful to kind of juice what we have going on already, I don't think the Mufasa deck, or at least in the Ruby variant, is able to kind of contend with all the free things that the Sapphire decks are doing right now. Like Ruby Sapphire was pretty free because they can't go Bell on one, and like even if they do go Bell on one, like you don't care because they're not singing anything to like out your board. And like Lumiere plus Gaston is still very good into Ruby Sapphire early, but I think I'd rather just play one of the Sapphire decks because Sapphire is a pushed color right now, and it's like just
Push
play the
is an
powerful thing.
understatement.
Just play the powerful thing.
Push is an
Did-
understatement. It's downright broken. Like
Did
Bell should
very
not
well for me.
exist.
Did
Bell
very
shouldn't
well for me
exist.
all weekend. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it did great for me. I loved that deck. Like Ruby Sapphire was very well positioned, and I felt at times very almost unbeatable. Like if we had the
Yeah.
ability to play the game.
Like
Like,
the only list that got me was Amethyst Steel, ironically, in my winning in for the day 2. And he like I lost the die roll, and then he just had it all and played it really well. I mean, his first he plays a broom into a Diablo Churnabox followers into a white rose, and I'm just like, yeah, cool. That's awesome. Awesome. You play broom so TeePo can't actually trade into that thing and it can turn sideways, you get another lore. Like, yeah, it's awesome. Cool. Love it. So, not only did he just have it all, he navigated it really well and obviously knew how to play against the matchup. So yeah, I got it was my only like bracket 2-0 of the weekend. And on top of that, like Variance finally caught up to me after 17 rounds.
Yeah. And then like thinking of the metagame breakdown, like there was one blue steel in the top 8, and it was not a blue steel that you'd expect. It was a diggy diggy hole version of blue steel, which oddly enough we hadn't really seen before, which is pretty cool. So the traditional blue steel deck that Zan's kind of made popular and we were all dooming over for the first couple weeks.
I was never dooming over it.
Oh yeah, you were
It
feasting.
had Oswald in it. I'm not dooming over anything with Oswald in it.
Well, no, you were excited because you were like, "Oh yeah, my deck, it's so good now." I was like,
Look at all my fun tools that I get to use now.
Yeah, but for a while we were just like, "Man, this is so unfun." But like the Ruby Sapphire list we piloted was quite good, and Ruby Sapphire in general is just quite good. Like the Shark, ironically, I don't think Shark is very good. But I'm obviously like my perception is skewed because
I mean,
Shark
we say that, and then it won the event. So
yeah, I mean, like
won the event over the items list that we almost considered swapping.
To be fair, the items list did brick. Game 3, he couldn't play the game. So like, I mean, like things like that happens. It's a TCG. There's variance. But like, I argue that if both decks were running optimally and like were able to kind of play the game at the pace and in which the decks are designed to play, I do think the item variant kind of squeaks out a little bit ahead. But again, like
Shark's like the one body that's problematic for the deck to deal with without exactly dragon. Like seven strength is a lot of strength. Like you need to have 2 coils in play and still ink twice. Like that's asking a lot. Like having 2 coils in play plus inking twice to be able to answer it is like bad. That's like I think the card's very, very good against like the traditional Sisu on Ice style deck. I think like Maui Shark is like the one character I was like I don't want to see, like while I'm playing it I was like I do not want to see that card. But like the way that my event ended, so round 3 I played against Kiwi Birds. And your stupid one of B prep that you guys decided to put in the deck was my downfall. I played B prepared and my opponent slammed 2 manners and I was like, yeah, sick. Like I lose now. I just watched these manners I watched these manners tick up for like 4 turns in a row from 11, and I'm like, yeah, dude, like I just like lose off of the back of that because like I couldn't find the Cuscos. And then Logan and I pair the round after that, so we're like both 3-1 at that point, and we're like, what the hell do we do? Like,
Yeah.
do we draw? Do we not draw? Like, we ended up taking the draw, which like fine. We go into our next round, and of course, we're sitting right next to each other. He proceeds to like 2-0 his opponent, and I lost 1-2. So it ended my day. And the way that I lost was so freaking ridiculous, it wasn't even funny. So like,
spit, homie.
I lost the dice roll. I'm
As is,
playing.
as is tradition, yes.
Yeah, if I didn't lose this dice roll, maybe there was a chance. Like, I don't even want to talk about game 1. I don't want to talk about game 2 because game 2, like, I curb stomped him. But game 3, my opponent goes turn 1 Daisy. I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Turn 2 Piglet. Okay, cool. Turn 3 John Silver. Okay. Like, he's at 7 lore already. Like,
oh, that John Silver. Okay.
No. He played it on turn 3. He's at 7 lore just off of Daisy and Piglet. Daisy Piglet. Turn 4, he goes Neverland, Daisy. Quest for like 8 or something like that. And he's at like somewhere between 16 and 18 lore on turn 4. And like, even if I could out his board, which I couldn't, I just lose to the 2 Neverlands and play anyways.
That's absurd.
That's ow.
It's like, wait, what?
So
meanwhile, my opponent
like you
got. No, he got. Whereas I played against the Ruby Sapphire mirror. He was on items, and our first game lasted like 40 minutes. It was insane.
Oh yeah, we were getting done with game 2, and you guys were just finishing game 1. I was like, is that game 2? You guys going to game 3? And you're like, nah, that's game 1. I was like, ugh.
The way I won game 1, he just drew like dime. Quill, Vitalosphere, and I quested with a baby Sisu and a TeePo to 20.
That's hilarious, actually.
And then game 2, he bricked and couldn't play. I was on the draw, by the way. I lost the die roll as well. Game 2, he just bricked to oblivion, couldn't get past 4 ink, and never saw a Hiram or an item.
Yeah, that's like the roughest part about the mirror match is like, not only are your Hirams, sacrificed to the gods because they're not gonna live. But if you don't find enough of them, you just lose.
Yeah,
which is tough. Which is very tough.
But then I do want to talk about my next round because I played this variant of Amber Steel twice. The the Glass Slipper variant of Amber Steel. That was something I did not even remotely expect to see this weekend. And so I'm playing against the guy. He wins the die roll. And game 1 was really, really close. Like, all 3 games we played were very, very close. Game 1, he gets to 13 lore and plays a Smee and a Lawrence. I have 2 big Sisus and a dime and a Tala. And I'm like, cool, I'll just win over the course of the next 2 turns because you're at 13 lore with 2 questers in play. You cannot win the game. I also didn't have anything that could clear either of his characters. I had a Coil, but I didn't have a baby Sisu. I didn't have a Brawl. I didn't have another Shift Sisu. So I get to like 13 on that turn. I'm like, cool, I win next turn. And he looks at me, goes, I can't stop you. Play Glass Slipper, play I believe it's a 4-drop Cinderella that banishes the Glass Slipper, puts it under your deck, gain 3 lore. And I'm like,
yep.
What? And he goes, yeah, go to 20. And I'm like, what?
I just love that when your opponent just like plays something that you've deemed unplayable, and you're just like,
I don't think anyone deemed it unplayable.
I didn't expect to see it.
I didn't expect to see it. I didn't expect it to be like figured
I'm more
out.
talking unplayable as far as my standards go because I got by shifted Prince.
You don't play steel cards, so like,
yeah,
it wasn't a steel
everything
card.
Steel is unplayable to you.
It was a green card that killed me. It was a card that shifted for 6.
That's the real crazy part. Shift for 6.
Brother.
What did he have to shift on?
The other Prince
drop
Philip.
warded Prince Philip.
Yeah, he just never turned it sideways, so I couldn't deal with it. I was like, damn,
that man
all of
had
my
your number for like 6 turns. Just,
yeah. The thing
death
is,
grip that thing.
the thing is, because I was bricked so hard, like I could not play the game. Like I said, it was just like 4 high cost uninkable cards. I'm going through the motions, draw ink, because like none of it's affecting the board state. And he just sits there with this Prince Philip mocking me, not even turning sideways. And I was like, finally, I broke first. I was like, quest. And he was like, you've activated my trap card, idiot. And like, wiped my whole board. And I was like, got it. You got me. Like, when if you've ever played any of the Hiram shenanigans, you are in dire straits when you were like, I'm about to play this dime and pop it to draw 2 cards.
Yeah.
I probably should have done that. It probably would have been the better play than the thing that I did, which was nothing. But yeah, neither here nor there. I'm not salty at all. I'm salty. I'm real salty, actually. I'm not gonna lie. But so day 2 was actually a lot better. Like I started 03. I had my doomer mentality of like, this deck can never see the light of day. Like it's on my to-do list to put it back in the binder where it belongs until set 8 or 9 comes out and gives me something decent in amber.
Fabled's gonna be your set. I don't think it's gonna be next set because next set's all about Jafar. So like,
look,
we gotta need a lot of steals.
Yeah, Jafar Wheel's gonna be the deck next set. Like and I've already committed that to.
If that's the case, that might be the set that I play steal. Because Pete, I'm not playing Jafar Wheel. I'm just gonna look at my opponent and go Pete, and then pass the turn. It might be a Pete and repeat meta for me if everyone's on Jafar Wheel.
Yeah, Jafar Wheel ends up being good, then like Pete will be the thing. But then you just like shove Pete into Sapphire Steel, and you're just like, yes.
You cool, I'm dead. Got it. You do not care about this card any longer. Which again was one of the things that I really enjoyed about our current list of Ruby Sapphire.
Oh yeah, the amount of times somebody would play a Pete against me, I'm like, cool. I have a Coil on board. Ink, baby, CC your thing, and they just look at me like,
I got by exactly Pete one time, which was against the Diggy Hole player, in day 2, where she had amassed an army, and I was like, I have a B prep in my hand. I'm like aggressively ramping to get it. She has no cards in hand. I ink to 6. Say go. She top decks a Doc. The Doc finds her a Pete, and she plays Pete. And I was like, this is my nightmare. This is how. This is not fun. This is not good for me. I get there game 2, and then game 3 we had a really close game where I was able to I was so close to stabilizing, answering her board, and then Lawrence come down, and ironically enough, the only card in her list that I could not out at that point was exactly Lawrence, and I was just like, yeah, damn, if this baby Sisu would have been a brawl, everything would have been cool, but it wasn't, so I'm dead.
No, I got by Pete exactly once. It was against the Glass Slipper player in the side event in my round 7. He played it on a turn where I was trying to sing How Far I'll Go with Tala. And because I just worked through the turn in my head,
same thing happened with me.
I exerted Tala, and he just kind of points at Pete, and I was like, unexert Tala, and he just kind of smiles at me. I'm like, yeah, cool. And then the next turn, he top decks, or he draws for turn, and he goes, how many cards are in your deck? And I was like, no. So I count, I have 7 cards exactly in my deck. And he sings a storm, uses other characters to sing a storm, and didn't find wheel, but that Pete bought him the extra turn he needed to try to find the wheel to win the game. And I was like, my nightmare is happening. Please no.
So while you guys were, busy winning and having fun, I was in my for fun bracket. I did I think it was my round 4. It was round 4 or 5. I think it was the same round where you 2 paired and you split. Or you drew.
I got checkers for all of us.
Yeah, which by the way, that was goated. I didn't realize how hungry I was until I took a bite of that nourishing sandwich and I just started devouring it.
Yeah, I didn't realize how much I hate checkers.
Yeah, No, it's like not great, but also like
It was
when you
so
haven't
greasy, dude.
when
Oh
you
my
was.
goodness.
when you haven't eaten in X
I
amount of
was so
hours.
hungry. The fries were good. The
Fries were
fries
all
were really, really good, but that burger, man, was just like, you might as well have just like lathered me up in Crisco and threw me down some Bisqueen, because like that's what it felt like. It was like,
So like while I played my round, I won that round, and like the gentleman sitting next to me didn't have an opponent. He got stood up, as I like to say.
he got stood
So as you
up.
guys were
he
like,
got
you want to
left at
check?
the altar.
As you're like, you staying right here. I was like, well, yeah, I was gonna offer to play a game against this guy who didn't get to play because he said like I really just don't care about winning. I just want the reps. Like I need to learn the deck. So I was like, yeah, I'll play you. My opponent gets up, like he scoots over, and all I had sleeved at the time was Mufasa. So I was like, I mean, like I don't think you want reps against this specifically. He's like, well, you play whatever, I guess. You play that. I was like, well, I have Ruby Sapphire in my box. I just have to pull it out. He was like, yeah, I would love to play a mirror. Like I need to learn it. I had unsleeved that deck. So
Yeah,
when
this dude's just over here like raw dog and unsleeved Ruby Sapphire.
I was,
I'm like, brother, what are you doing?
so like Xenulous and Ryan get back and they sit down and they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, playing a game. What are you talking about? He's like, there's no sleeves on your cards. He's like, I was like, yeah, I didn't want to resleeve. Like I didn't think I had time to like completely
Dad, Corey's playing with no sleeves.
Yeah. Well,
Just
so
raw
like
dogging $60 crabs, brother.
Right, dude? Like,
factual. So like I eventually show RMB in my hand, and it's. Would you like to tell him what my hand was, RMB? It
yeah, it was 3 Sisus and a dime.
was 4 Sisus and a dime.
No, you had 1 Sisu in play when you asked me.
Oh no! The first time I showed you when you were like eating, it was 4 Sisus and a dime was my 5
Oh
card
yeah, I
hand.
wasn't paying attention. I saw a Sisu in play, 3 in your hand and a dime. I was like, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I ended up actually winning that. Like I was able to win that game because like
You drew the second dime too.
I only have one. I don't know how I drew a second one. I
Oh,
only
you were
played one.
cheating then.
I
I could have swore you had like a dime in play and a dime in your hand at one point. I was like, ooh.
no.
He saw his uninkables and he's like, oh yeah, it's just a dime, because what else would the uninkable be?
No, like I managed to like squeak that game out because like I just was able to like stick the dime in play.
He bricked for like 3 turns in a row though. Like he drew like TeePo Fishbone Quill or something like that, and it was just like, yeah, dude, sick.
Like sometimes that's how you got to win sometimes, bro. Like you just like stick the dime and hope they don't have the removal for it. Because if he would have at any point he would have removed that dime, I was cooked. I was just dead to rights. So like I just went on this spree of like quest for 3, use dime, go, and he's like out your Sisu, and I was like play a Sisu, use dime, go. And I did that for like 4 turns. So that was really fun. So like just getting to play against like other members of the community was like really fun. My next rounds were all like pretty chill people. Had a really good time. Played against another blue steel player. Had to bring you in because he was like, "Hey, tell me what I'm doing wrong."
It was
And
one
I
of
was
my
like,
students, nonetheless.
"Yeah."
Oh,
Well,
was it?
he asked me. He
Yeah,
was like,
I literally coached him like the week before CCS. He's like I didn't have time to like coach, and he's like, man, I really need it. So like I ended up meeting with him Wednesday night at like 10 p.m. and like did an hour coaching session with him because he's like, I need help with my list. Like I come from, other card games. Like I've been playing this one since I think like Ursula, the Ursula set. So he's like, I don't have as many reps like in this game as like some of the other big players in the game. Like I just need to like talk through some stuff, bounce some ideas off of you, and like show you this list and like fix the list for this weekend. And he like shows me the list, and it's kind of like a hodgepodge of like 3 of the different archetypal like decks that you can play in Sapphire Steel currently. And I was like, okay, well, like we're gonna like take this part out, and like I was like, you have 2 major things that you're trying to do. You're either gonna do this or you're gonna do this. Which one do you want to do? And he's like, well, I want to do this. I'm like, all right. So like we make his list, send him on his way, answer all the questions that he has. And Corey's like, hey man, come over here. I got this guy with a blue steel list. And I like come over and I like look at it. I'm like, it's the same hodgepodge from before. How
Did you
did
learn
this
nothing?
happen?
well, yeah. So like we played the game and like I'm playing Mufasa. He blows me out game 1 with like the one of grab your sword. So it's like, okay. But then like I like take the match, I reverse sweep him, and he asked me, he's like, "Hey, are you like decent at deck building?" I was like, "I mean, like, I'd like to think I am." So he's like, "Help me." So like I lay out this list, and I'm making all the cuts that you would have made, Ryan. But he's asking me why I'm doing that, and I'm like, these cards are bad. I don't know, like, yeah. So I was just like, Ryan, please, like, he's asking questions that I don't have the answer. Like, I know I'm getting the right answer. I just don't know how I'm getting the right answer. Please explain to this gentleman the why instead of like just like the end result. So then like we like swap places, and you like essentially did the same thing you had done a week ago.
Yeah.
But, like, he was a really cool guy. I really
Yeah, but no, it wasn't the exact same thing because like we included some things that like I obviously like took knowledge from the weekend and like made some additional adjustments to the list and was like, yeah, like I have a list now. It's actually right there. I'm looking at it right there. I have like a blue steel list post CCS now that we have a better like this is the first real tournament we've played for the new set.
yeah.
Yeah, this is the first one. So like you don't know until you know. You don't know until you do it. Like I now know what my deficiencies were, the things that I was missing, the things that I got by locations. I got by like willpower. I got by not having enough unanswerable threats. Like you know what the biggest thing that's missing from blue steel decks right now in a red blue world?
Brawl.
You know, so one card, huh?
Brawl.
No, not brawl. I could care less how many cards you draw. No.
No.
Was it
No.
Cusco?
No.
Okay, then just stop blue balling me and tell me.
Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel.
Yeah.
Like all the blue steel decks are just like not running Ariel anymore.
Okay, yeah. So I'm the idiot because I was looking at these lists and I was like, why aren't we just playing Ariel again? And you were like, well, it's because it's dumb and you're fat. I was like, okay.
Both true statements. But like
Is
no,
it-
like
actually.
like the more games that I've played against like red blue, like I can absolutely like just skill diff, most red blue players. But like a good red blue player, I'm not skill diffing. Like your deck beats my deck because I don't have Ariel in it. And like I'm just playing Ariels again. Like I'm
Yeah,
still
we
playing
played-
all 4 crabs, but I'm also playing Ariels. Like I just have
if Ruby Sapphire is going, or any Ruby deck for that matter, is starting to move away from be
Be
prepared, Ariel is very good.
Yeah, but even when
Ariel-
it had B prep in the deck, like our game plan was to like Ariel Pete. Cool, you can't answer it, slam dime, 10 ball you. Like, and that's the way that I won the majority of my red blue matchups, like in previous iterations of blue steel in previous sets. Like I did not have a problem with red blue until this set, and it's because I took Ariel out of the deck.
I'd
yeah,
also,
like we played Friday night the set, and like we went to game 3, but I ended up winning. But it was just because I was able to just kill everything on your board.
Exactly.
And
I'd argue at this point too, like it's going to be more than just the Ariel, right? Like it's not just about the B prep, because this iteration of Ruby Sapphire is more character heavy than other iterations of Ruby Sapphire has been. Like so, we're not wiping our own board anymore with the B prep. Like we're just trying to wipe yours altogether with a Sisu with a Sisu dime or Sisu coil. So we're just actually being a little bit more aggressive than previous iterations of the deck has been. And
You know
that,
which lore TeePos got me with Ruby Sapphire? Bro, I had TeePos that were the little TeePos that could. I had a TeePo in one game that gave me like 6 lore. I'm like, bro, this card's cracked. Like this TeePo,
Yeah,
this TeePo was a little engine that could just like turn it sideways every single turn. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
yeah,
But,
dude,
like-
when I played against that item version, I told you, like, it was my baby Sisu and TeePo that quested to 20. Like, I was at 10 when I started, and he's dead drew items. I'm like, cool, little guys,
Man,
let's go.
So fun fact, items don't win you the game.
Wow. Oh.
Lucky Dime
can.
is an item that wins you the game. The
Yeah.
items don't.
To be fair, he had 2 lucky dimes on the board, so had any of his top decks been Tamatoa 8, I lost. But in the meantime, my little dudes were going for it.
Yes.
Like much like the title of Logan Schneider's red blue deck, we dime to save time. Like that's the only reason we're playing dime right now is like solely for the purpose of like saving some time so we don't end up going to time in like the red blue matchups. Like
Tamatoa
factual.
6.
I mean, yeah, like I did that to a few opponents this weekend. Like the blue steel players, like the moment the Ruby Sapphire player resolved a Tamatoa, if you didn't have exactly Zeus, you lost. Like that's straight up how it went. Is like they just lost because I would put a dime into play, throw down a crab, and just like, cool, I'm at like 17, go. And like their board is empty because I'm just like, oh yeah, ink a card, coil your guy, and like brawl it. Like
Yeah,
nice.
so ban Coil. That's like the answer.
I don't know
Coil
about
cannot. I'm telling you, there's so many problem cards in this game right now, and all of them are Sapphire. Like,
yeah, they all came out
I
this
mean,
set.
they're
yeah.
literally just all into like Coil should be a 3-cost uninkable, and it happens once per turn. Fight me. Like, then it would be on par with all the other Coils in the set. And
Bell
not
shouldn't be able to sing.
Bell shouldn't exist. Bell should have either been a 3/2 or it should have been a 2-drop, so it can't sing Storm and
But
Strength
you
of
can't
Raging
make a
Fire.
2-drop 3. You can't make a 2-drop 3/3.
Why? We have Snake, we have Raja,
Yeah.
we have Mr. Smee, like
There's plenty of two
we have
drops.
Razul.
Because
like,
they all have fallbacks. Smee kills himself. And all the other ones, like, they have Challenger. They're not just like a static 3/3.
so it's just a little bit better 2-drop. Cool. Like, we already have the stat line at 2. It's not. It's only questing for 1. Like Bell needs to like not like, and this is coming from the person that like I will play Bell for as long as this card is legal to be played because the card's busted. The card's just absolutely
Card's
absurd.
unfair.
But like I genuinely do not think that the card should even exist. Like,
Yeah.
I think that
Like
it creates really unhealthy gameplay patterns.
Like the meta game or meta share for the top 8 of this event was just like 4 Ruby Sapphire decks, and 3 of those Ruby Sapphire decks made it to finals, or made it to the top 4. Like,
Yeah, because Sapphire Coil is the most obnoxious card that's ever come to Disney Lorcana since Diablo.
Leave my Coil alone.
No, I'm telling you right now, like, Coil can, like, here's the thing. Ruby removal has always been restricted by strength-based, like, keywords. Always. Like, Coil just turned every single Ruby card that had a strength-based restriction into Dragonfire, and that's not okay for the game. That's not okay for the game.
I did, in fact, baby Sisu a Shift Cinderella on a
it's
turn,
just actually not okay.
I baby Sisu to Shark, and that felt really good. I will say that on face value, the Coil is busted, right? Like, there are some times where there are some restrictions where you just can't ink. You can't get multiple activations. I will agree with you that the card is bannable at this point after playing that card.
Not bannable, just errata. Give it the Bucky treatment. 3-cost uninkable once per turn.
Sure, whatever.
Even if you made it once per turn,
whatever you want to call
still
it,
a good card.
Whatever you want to call
it'd be good, but
I fully realized how broken that card was along the side of Greatstone Dragon.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Greatstone was
that
powerhouse.
2-card combo was absurd all weekend.
Shout out to Tamaz.
Yeah, by the way, Tamaz, I need another one signed by you. I only have 1.
He almost didn't play 2 because he doesn't have a second one signed by you.
Yeah, I almost had to like restructure the entire deck to take out all the signed cards because if I only had to play 1, I couldn't play them all. OCD is a powerful thing, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, so like the top 8 breakdown from CCS was like kind of what we expected going into it after we had been testing Ruby Sapphire these last 2 weeks. Especially Ruby Sapphire into blue, like the Sapphire Steel matchup was just so favored for Ruby Sapphire in a lot of positions that like I don't think anyone was surprised by Ruby Sapphire like eking out the blue steel matchup.
Yeah, especially after I got back from Baltimore, because I just got absolutely I went 1-5 in Baltimore with Amethyst Steel, thinking, this is compete. And I came home. I believe I messaged RMB, and I was like, if I try to play something that's not Sapphire again this set, snatch me up.
Yeah, I had to go through it. Like I said, I played Mufasa in day 2, trying to have some fun, trying to enjoy myself, and my 3 bells. I'm like, sick.
Yeah, dude, like somebody messaged me as I was like doing my results thread on X, and they're like, I thought you were I am at the Steel this weekend. I was rooting for you, and I was like, I tried so hard, dude. I really did. I wanted to believe. I took it to an event. I'm not getting ranched again like that. Like, I'm just not.
Yeah.
I had one opponent do something that I was like, ooh, that was kind of hot. One of my opponents goes turn 1. They were on the play. Turn 1 popsicle. Banish it, play Bell. Like, okay, cool. Turn 2, Sing Friends on the other side. I was like, oh
Oh
no.
yeah, that's hot.
Inks a card, plays Sail the Azurite Sea. Inks another card, plays Turnabox Followers, and I was like, oh, I'm in danger. I'm in danger.
Yeah,
So like I go TeePo. So like I went turn 1 Popsicle, turn 2 TeePo, turn 3 they go Goat, and I'm like, okay, like this could have been a lot worse. Turn 3 I go Hiram, draw 2. Turn 4 they go Elsa. Tap your Hiram, Goat Elsa challenge Hiram, and I was like, I lose the game now, and I did in fact lose that game. But then I cracked, I cracked back and got I got the reverse sweep.
Yeah, Blurple is in like a weirdly
Attractive space with
Yeah,
Drow.
like
yeah.
it's like
The
I'm
problem is
looking
there's not a purple 1-drop item that I'm like jazzed to play.
No, not at all. And I don't really want to play any of the other 1-drop blue items.
Oh, I do.
Scepter of Arendelle, we know.
Yeah. That's what they were on. They were on 2 Scepter, 4 pop, and that was their only items. No Hiram in the deck because obviously you have like Rabbit.
You have been
Genie.
walking around the server like one of those like those doomsayers like in like a post-apocalyptic television where they have like the sign on like the end is coming, the end is. That's been you with a Sphere and you're like, this card is gonna be so good. I'm telling you guys, it's gonna be amazing. It's, like
it just gives something support for free. Like
here you go, chat.
I'm getting got by X4 locations like Neverlands and fairy ships. Like, man, what if like I could just like Scepter of Arendelle, my Mr. Smee, quest for 2, give TeePo +3, challenge your stupid 1-drop location. Like
you are looking at locations the same way I look at Pete. Like I kept playing Mufasa.
I hate him, man. I hate him, dude.
And I hate Pete. The number like
I love Pete. That card's great.
I keep playing Mufasa because it's the only deck where you played Pete. I'm like, don't care. Like the one of the Sapphire Steel opponents I played Gontu into Pete, and I was like, yeah, none of that works on me. But
yeah, that's real cute. Coil Brawl.
Yeah, one of the Steel Song players I played against, I like ended up winning the game because he was like Daisy Swing, and I was like, draw a card. And he was like Daisy Swing again. I was like, draw a card. Like, he's like, damn, you're really like not missing. I was like, it's 60 characters, brother. Like it's I'm not killing your thing ever.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, cool. And like after he realized that it was 60 characters, like he played Daisy on 1, and then it just never turned sideways. I was like, okay, sick.
Nice one for a nerd.
Yeah, so like I kind of know where I want Mufasa to go. Like I'm not gonna play it
back into the binder, right?
Yeah, no,
yeah. Straight back into your
going
box.
back in the binder, but I am gonna keep working on it just because.
No, you're not. Not this set.
Leave me alone.
Not this set.
Let me cope.
Not this set.
No, I want you to actually win, and instead of
win
what?
Win what?
Anything you go to.
Yeah, if it's all local set champs, I'll play whatever I want.
Dog, I'm going to I have 2 events this weekend, and then there's like a 4 or 6 case in Baltimore I'm going to with Garrick. You guys have SSG on the 5th.
We're not going to that.
I am.
I'm not. I'm not going to that. I don't want to travel for that anymore. I just don't want to play this format. Like this format's kind of not fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, like, but I don't want my fun to be predicated off my ability to play one deck. I want to be able to like play other things.
So,
which is
so
is this coming from the dude's like, I don't want to play anything else other than Mufasa? You just negated your own freaking sentiment. Like,
so
I hate this game. I can't play Mufasa. My deck's not good anymore.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Unironically, there are a lot of decks that you can play at events and do.
Yeah, Ruby Sapphire.
No, like
not just Ruby Sapphire. There's a ton of Amber Steel decks that are like really, really good right now. That Amethyst Emerald deck that's like spiking all over the place. It's like Amethyst Emerald discard Diablo nonsense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I had that. I actually built that last set, much to Xenulous's intrigue.
I loved it so much. It was all birds, dude.
Yeah, I hated it. He like built it and he's like, play me. And I was like, cool, thinking like we're gonna play some like fun games. And he was just like, you discard all your cards. I draw all of the cards. And I was like, I don't want to play anymore right now.
Mom!
Bob! Corey's bullying me.
Yeah, I was, but which was the fun part. But I might mess around with some other decks. I might try that Trainer Dogs deck because
Yeah, and like Amber
That deck's
Emerald
pod
Trainer
racing.
Dogs is like it's and
dude,
unironically can just
self
like get
mill,
under.
self
Yeah,
mill is my jam. I love self mill.
I like it when we have
So
like a narc amoeba
I would love a Narcomoeba.
or a
I might
creeping chill. Imagine a creeping chill that like you mill it, you just gain 3 lore.
imagine my opponent plays Pete and I mill it and I'm just like, cool, sick.
You gain 3 lore.
No, you wouldn't activate it.
What do you mean?
Play
It
this.
it just happens from milling it. You just
Uh-oh.
gain 3 lore from it being milled.
Yeah, but you know Ravensburg would probably put some clause on it like, oh, you can play this card for free if it went from your deck to your discard pile.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. We have Glass Slipper. You just gain 3 lore.
I have to look through the cards I have and see if I have double Glass Zipper and some Cinderellas, and maybe I'll just build like some weird Churna Dog deck with alternate WinCon Mufasa shenanigans. I don't know.
I did play against a Mufasa Amber Steel, and like, brother, I almost got. She flipped a Perdita off
That
of a
card is so
Mufasa.
good. So like I say this every set. I've said it every set since Pete got released that every set that comes out whittles away my determination to not play Steel because the Perdita into Doc tickles the part of my brain so much that because like if like there was a version of the Mufasa deck
Flip Perdita gets back Doc, draw 2 cards. There you go.
She got back Daisy, which I also thought was just like, okay, cool.
Well, there was the Ruby Fasa list that I was playing back in like when Stitch was the set champs, or like the first iteration of set champs. That card was getting back like Baby Lady Tremaine and like the Rush Stitch and Piglets, and it was like Perdita's great, but then your opponent's just like Big Sisu, and you're like Perdita's no longer good. Perdita is catching strays. Yeah, I'm really. I might change my mind about SSG. I just don't.
Yeah, dude, come with me, man. I don't want to go alone.
If I weren't coming down to Florida, it's on the 5th. If I weren't coming down to Florida for Easter weekend, I would be coming. But I can't make 2 trips.
It's not
to
this
Florida
weekend.
in
It's
1 month.
next weekend.
Yep.
I'll give you a solid possible.
Rachel already gave me the go ahead, so.
Oh, I gotta talk to mine as well. So just because yours said yes doesn't mean mine will.
I mean, I'm going regardless of whether you're going or not. I would just prefer that you did go.
Color is going. You'll have a friend.
Yeah.
I'll see. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, and Melissa and Ben from TFM, they're going to be there.
Okay.
Yep. So is Liam from Illumineers.
every time I try to take a break, you're like, nah, keep playing this game with me. Please come to this event.
Oh, I'm sorry. I offended you with my friendship.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of test some decks out. Like I know we have ICL coming up this week as well, so like I know I'm gonna play something spicy in that. I just don't know what flavor of spice I'm gonna be doing.
Speaking of ICL, hey Ed, I'm gonna be in slot 3. Let's go.
Heard it here first. The call out. Are you gonna?
You need to do it again on Twitter.
You do.
Yeah, I probably do.
I'm hoping.
He didn't even respond the first time, so.
I'm hoping for some salty runbacks.
We'll make more noise about it this time.
Bet.
But again, shout out Charlie's. Like even out when we weren't playing, like the venue is just cracked. There's so many cool stores. There's so many just cool different things around there. Like their little snack shop is just like grows every time we go. I got some cracked Japanese Kit Kats.
Those things were very, very good.
They were red velvet Kit Kats. They were so good. They had like milk chocolate orange that I almost like got too, but like red velvet over everything. There was I remember I was like looking at the stuff and like Luca was standing there because he had like got a bag of Doritos. I was like, hey Luca, what flavor Doritos are these? He's like, I don't know, I can't read Japanese. I was like, then why'd you pick them up? He's like, I don't know, it had like cheese on it. And he just like picked them up and walked down and paid for them. I was like, it's got cheese on it. So I picked them up as well. So like, yeah, like definitely Charlie. Shout out Charlie's always running good events. I think they're gonna have another 8K coming in June, and
Yep.
if tradition continues, it's not gonna stay in 8K. It's only gonna go higher. So we might be making the trip back in June to Charlie's again,
I'll be
uh,
making the trip.
for sure. But anyway, that's going to be our time. That was our Charlie's weekend recap. Thank you for all the Stormies coming by and listening to us again. We're still workshopping the name.
Stormies, I like that. That was kind of cute.
Yeah, we're still workshopping the name, but like I'm keeping Stormies until someone tells me otherwise. Other than that, you have me, Humble, the ever faithful Moof player that is no longer playing Mufasa for the foreseeable future. We have Disney Lorcana sweetheart Xenulous, Mr. Amazing himself, and we have the bald one, the chosen bald, whatever you want to call it, aka no hair, don't care, RMB.
Bald
Signing
hair,
off.
don't care.
No hair, don't care. Bald hair, don't care. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Not
Same
you.
diff.
Haha. But yeah, we're gonna be signing off. Catch us next time on the next episode of the podcast. As will Xenulous will be my ever faithful co-host once again. Love you guys. Say it back.